All right, here we go. It's starting up right now. All right, what up, what up, what up? We back. It's another show. It's the D420 show Thursday night. Mikey Mike, Steve Stoner, Chub Dog, Smoking Dog, Nella P's out, and we have a guest, a long friend of the D420 show, and that's our boy Nick Black. What up? We back. It's another show.
D420, what up?
Yeah, yeah. What up, brother?
Hey.
Hey,
How you
Smoking
been?
Joe.
Man, what's up, Nick? How you doing, brother?
Hey, Anthony. Remember when I told you when I moved out here in 2011, I would go to lunch with Smoking Joe before you?
I know.
And I would smoke weed. And I would smoke weed with Smoking before you.
Nick, you want to hear the worst shit of it all? And I've already wrote down on my bucket list to slam my fucking nuts in a vice because of this. My brother Michael, who's a fervent denier of marijuana, he doesn't like pot, has been to the Emerald Cup. He's been to the Emerald Cup, and me, I haven't.
So,
You gotta get it this year.
That's because I got my fingers in my ass.
So you want to hear some funny shit? I meet a guy who I've been following online. He was won the Emerald Cup twice, 2 years in a row. He's a local guy, you know, like just a regular Joe, like me, you, your cousin, your brother, and he wins. So I sent him a text last year. I said, hey, buddy, it's good to see one of the locals win. Fuck the corporations. And we start talking. I wind up going up there to visit him. We talk a little bit more. And him and Joe are like best friends.
Oh, shit.
Hey, but what is the Emerald Cup? What is that?
Woo!
That's a cup where they take all the non-pesticide outdoor grow, and I think they're doing indoor grow now too.
It's a competition.
And it's a competition of California for all the. It was used to be outdoor. Now I think it's outdoor and indoor.
Yeah.
But it's outside in Northern California, and it's it fucking rains every year, man. In December, you gotta be a tough guy to go there. I've never made it either. I pussy out every year.
Oh, man.
But like I called Joe and Dog, and
It all started way up here, up in Northern California, where just some of the locals got together and brought in their harvest and see who had the best harvest that year. So it started out small up here in Laytonville, and it got big enough where he took it down to Santa Rosa to a fairgrounds. Santa Rosa ended up taking it because Mendocino County didn't want it to have the cup here for some reason. The fairground owners suck ass. But anyway, now he took it down to Santa Rosa and just like blew the fuck up. So
that was what 10 years ago.
Now it happens every year. They just find out who grows the best weed, and it used to be just an outdoor, like Nick said. It used to be just people who grew outdoor, but now since the laws changed, you got commercial people in it now, people who do light depths, greenhouse type growing, besides outdoor and indoor. Now it's got bigger than that because the people like Bird, like Nick was talking about, has does sovereign lists and makes stuff like this,
the fire
for dabs and stuff like that. So now they changed it into the competition that way. Edibles, tinctures, anything that involved somehow in marijuana, even photography. So it just got, he went corporate.
It's an
with
excuse
it. So
for
now
heads to get together and smoke weed. That's all it is.
This is the reason why I eat my liver, that this motherfucker was at the Emerald Cup and I'm not. You see how disrespectful he is? He's such a fucking we need
So, Mike,
Yeah. One year, Mikey Mike.
You were just in the area?
Yeah, when Mikey Mike and Marcus came down and
So
hung out with me for a while.
what happened was I wanted to see Joe. I wanted to meet Joe, see how he's doing. So I have a friend that was out there. So I said, "Yo, what you doing?" I said, "Let's go to this shit Emerald Cup." And he was like, "Oh yeah, I've been wanting to go out there and check this out." So we went out there, and we go in, and some doctor looked at me and was like, "Oh, you need a card or whatever." So I paid him $100, and he was like, "You're fucked up." So I needed a doctor to tell me I was fucked up. So I was like, "All right." So he gave me a medical card. I went in, and
That's right. He fucking got a card too. Y'all swear to God, bro, you're gonna put this shit on my tombstone because I don't deserve this.
So basically, I went in there. And they gave me a card and everything, a medical marijuana card. And I was able to purchase it, whatever I wanted, and get whatever I wanted. And I looked around. Listen, it was interesting. I wouldn't say it was great. Like, I wasn't in a candy store or anything like that. But
basically, you was a man working in a dildo factory. It was immense dildos, but it didn't interest me.
Oh, but exactly. It would have interested you. It would have interested you though, right, Ant?
Sure, we know you would have paid cigarettes for that, nigga.
So I mean,
after the first time, Ant would have went every year.
Ant would have been he would have been a judge.
All right, listen, don't everybody get muted at once, all right? Don't let that shit. Don't let that shit go out on the internet. I'll mute everybody.
my bad.
But
okay, when is it though? When is it? When?
It usually happens at the end of the year in December.
We should all go. We should all do a show out there. We should all go to the fucking shit.
Our harvest season ends about like November, October area. Then they give you a month or so to clean up your flower, cure it a little bit, get a show ready. Then if you want to enter, you enter your product, your flower or whatever you want to do, and pay some money. Like I think it's like $500 an entry now.
Damn,
it was
that's a lot.
It wasn't
plus the weed. Plus you got. I think each entry is an ounce, a couple ounces.
You gotta like give up 2-3 ounces of weed.
But the ounces of weed is not bad. The $500 is the problem.
On top of the weed.
On top of the weed. Like I mean, like if I just put up my weed for everybody to smoke, that's
what $500. You're putting up your weed. All the judges are smoking your shit. They ain't inviting you. We testing y'all shit. Nigga, beat it. Leave the weed and beat it, nigga. We testing your shit and got that 500. We gotta get some rooms.
In other words, they should be paying me for my ounce. Be like, yo, that's
what I'm saying.
You know what the fuck?
That's the thing. Then they sent it to go get testing. So you gotta
like COVID. They gotta get COVID tests.
No, they test the weed.
Yeah, they gotta go test the weed and see if they got any bad pesticides in it or whatever. And if you make the cut of that, then you get judged. And that takes forever because we got like hundreds and hundreds of different people's weed in there. And they got like a couple dozen judges in there all puffing on it and tasting it, smelling it, and then deciding from there who gets cut, who doesn't, And finally, I think they got like the top 20 winners. Then they give trophies to the top 10. But yeah, it used to be just local,
All right, listen, fuck all that. Let's talk to Nick, yo. We haven't seen Nick in almost forever, yo. Now, let me give you some context, Chubby Dog. Check this out.
Joe just saw me. I saw Joe like 2 months ago.
When Nick first started contacting us, Nick was in New York. All right? Nick was in New York, and my dude sounded horrible.
Wait.
Oh.
Is this the guy who used to be a cop that moved to Southern California? Get the fuck out of here. What's good? Holy shit. All right, go Mets. They're losing, but let's go Mets. Oh, my God. I haven't seen you in years, yo. Yeah, your hair left. Your hair stayed in New York and everything. Huh?
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you something. You used to be a cop.
Yeah, New York City cop.
Hey, he about to get up and shit like, yo, hands up, don't shoot.
I gotta go.
My internet isn't working too good.
Yeah, my internet.
I was like that too when I first got on.
We finally found out how to get rid of Chubb.
What? Niggas black ex-cop? I don't know. I'm calling from Mendocino, and I got this guy on the phone. He's a cop. What are you doing, man?
He's the cop, and we got a weed show going on. Oh, you can leave me out of this conspiracy.
All right, so Chubby, so, you know, we go back. We all go back for a long time, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just giving you that little bit of backstory. So, Nick, yo, dogs, you look great, bro. What's going on, brother?
I'm walking. I'm no longer in a wheelchair.
Marijuana.
The marijuana has, like we said 10 years ago when I left in 2011 to come here, that I was going to continue with what I was doing. We wound up having a TV show on Discovery. You guys had the guy call up, Mike Booten, remember? Show.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, it was a crazy ride, man. I came out here, didn't know no one. Joe is up north. And next thing you know, I'm on fucking TV, smoking weed, and I'm walking. Weather's great. Fucking up north was beautiful. I went there during the summer. I went back in the winter. Fucking hated it.
Where are you staying at now?
I live in San Bernardino County in the desert by Palm Springs. I have a 2.5 acre ranch. Nice. I got a horse property. I raise hybrid wolves and rescue dogs. So I got a little rescue going on here. Still smoke weed. I grow some weed, smoke some weed. You know.
Do you still eat it?
What's up?
Do you still ingest it? You still eat it?
I eat it, but I eat it not as much because when I eat it now, it fucks me up. You know. So I just smoke.
That's the idea.
I smoke. No, but I mean, I get too fucked up.
Fucks you up like being too high, or fucks you up just different ways?
Why don't you do what OB does? He boosts it.
What happens is it makes me get the dropsies. I drop shit.
Yeah, you drop the bong, you drop the gas pipe, you're like, oh shit.
You know what? I don't really care about the bong and that.
I ate a brownie.
Oh yeah.
Okay, the weight.
You dropping the dinner like, yo, what the fuck? I got the munchies. I'm dropping my goddamn food.
And then I gotta clean it up off the floor or eat it off the floor like an animal.
That's all right. When you high, you can give yourself an excuse like, damn, I'm fucked up. The minute I'm not fucked up, I ain't gonna do this again.
It's only hair.
Okay, hey, Ann, let me ask you something.
What's up, buddy?
What's the craziest shit you ever like did, seen, or whatever when you was high? Like, what's the craziest story? Let me just tell you mine. I was smoking and I was driving down south, right? And I was high as hell. And then all of a sudden, literally at a nighttime, it was like maybe 1 o'clock in the morning. Yo, I slammed on the brakes. I thought there was a fucking dinosaur in the middle of the goddamn highway. That's how high I was. But it turned out to be it turned out to be an 18-wheeler. But I'm telling you that at 1 o'clock in the morning.
I thought you passed the Dino gas station or something.
Oh, listen, I literally slammed on the brakes. I thought I was gonna hit the dinosaur with the long neck and the long tail. It's like he was just popped up across the goddamn highway. Then that's when I realized I had to pull over to the rest area and go to sleep because that shit I was just too high.
I ain't never come across no dumb shit like that because I ain't never seen dinosaurs, and I hear people talk about blood dripping from the walls, and I guess the worst shit I've ever seen high. I seen normal shit when I was high. I don't know. I walked into a spot. I was high as hell. I walked into a spot to buy some more weed. And I'm coming back out, and I see a bunch of dudes, and I didn't look at them. I just saw a bunch of dudes, so I held the door open for them, right? It was fucking 15 cops running inside the pot store. I turned around, I just walked right into my cab, and the cab driver's rubbing me like, yo, bro, you're the luckiest motherfucker in the world. And I was like, what are you talking about? He was like, those are all cops. I was like, for real? Get out of here. I mean, get the fuck out of here. Let's go.
Step on the gas.
That's the worst shit I ever seen.
And Ant's so rude. He's like, motherfuckers didn't even say thank you.
Thank you.
Now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nah, I did one of these. Nah, I did one of these. Yo, you fucking welcome, yo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What about you, Joe? Okay, that's a good one, Joe. Hey, OB, what about you?
Smoke's frozen. Hold up, his internet.
Yeah.
Hold up, he just hung up the call. Like, yo, son, you better watch yourself.
No, Joe's like, I was so high, I just froze on Zoom. Go ahead, Joe.
I'm so high, I forgot.
What was the
I was
question
about
again?
17. We were at a house party, and the cops came and broke it up. The cops came, broke it up, and they all told us come out. So we all walked through the back gate, and they had a canine there. So when everybody was walking by, he was kind of cool. But when I walked right by, I had some weed in my pocket, and he started like barking like a son of a bitch. He said, woo, 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 woo. And I just like beelined into the back of the car, and we just took off, man. Then when I first moved up here to Mendocino, and this is back like maybe 26, 27. A friend of mine back then got some killer ass weed called Juicy Fruit. It tastes like the Juicy Fruit bubble gum. And man, we smoked some of that, and I was like fucked up. And it's been a long time where I got fucked up like that. So I was like driving to my parents' house. They just moved up here, and I was just like on the road. Normally I drive and smoke, no problem. And I was like driving, and all of a sudden I seen somebody's brake lights come on, and I just kept looking at them and looking at them. And I was getting closer. I was like, "Fuck, dude!" You know, I had to wake myself up and go, "Dude, what the fuck, dude? You're driving. Hello." You know, I was pretty fucking high, and yeah.
You forgot when you was fucking driving. That's never happened to me either. I mean, listen, what weed are you smoking? And you with the fucking dinosaur. This one with the red fucking eye. I was waiting for you to say,
okay,
yo.
Hold on. I was waiting for him to say he's seen the same dinosaur.
That's what I was getting ready to say. That's what I thought.
I said, this nigga seen the same dinosaur.
He said, I saw red lights. They turned their eyes. There was a dinosaur.
He's the dinosaur that Chubb seen the same dinosaur.
When I looked to the left of me, Chubb was in the passenger seat like, yo, dude, you driving. Yo.
Yeah,
right,
like,
up,
hello.
Steve, what's yours, Steve?
Okay, Steve.
Ask me at the end of the show. I'll be seeing something by then.
You don't have a crazy a pot story?
Yeah, I got a million of them.
Tell us about you and the two dudes.
Got one about
Tell us the one about you and the two black guys.
No, listen, all of his high stories involve the interstate bathroom. Fucking bathroom. You know what I'm saying? He's like, those guys are crazy.
All the truck stops.
Yeah.
But Mikey, what was the craziest thing you've seen around people that were smoking weed?
No. Okay, well, Mike, you don't smoke. You ever been too drunk? Or I mean, like, what was your you've been too drunk, and then I was the crazy.
Oh man, you didn't ask that question, my nigga. I got
because we know when you drunk, you know, that's a different story. You know, you go to the male strip club. We know that. We talking about.
Well, I've never been so drunk that I don't know what happened, but I've been blasted where it was during, you know, when our aunt died. Our cousin took us out, and we drank each. He bought each of one of us a bottle of Hennessy, and we drank the whole thing to the head. That we showed up at the funeral late.
I remember begging God to just let me finish throwing up and shitting at the same time, enough so I could go put my DD in the casket, bro. I'm shitting and throwing up at the same time. Let me bury her. I'll brush my teeth.
Listen, that and not for nothing, but that was the best time I ever had with my family because we were all in sorrow but at the same time, we were all having a good time.
What it was,
Yeah.
it was all the guys. It was just
Yeah.
just us boys.
We,
It was all us
we,
cousins and shit.
and our close friends. Like we were in the Bronx one minute, the next thing we're in Jersey City.
Well, because what happened was we started off in the Bronx, just the cousins, and the bar we went to, we had friends, and then so the snowball started from there. And it just started collecting spicks as they rolled. Because I don't know if you know, but spicks are the stickiest motherfuckers in the world. When we start rolling, we get caught with each other. Like, yo, it just came it became that we're going to different clubs and we're acting a fucking fool. I mean, on the highway driving, the amount of cars, we was taking the whole highway over.
I know you've seen that video with DMX with the Rough Riders with the motorcycles. We were at least 12 cars deep. Everybody was in a car, and we were going. I mean, like I said, we were in the Bronx. We ended up in Jersey City. We went to Sue's Rendezvous. Went over there. Yeah, I mean,
beautiful.
All this happened in the span of 8 hours, 12 hours, because we left the funeral home at 8 in the morning. I mean 8 o'clock at night, and we were late to a 10 o'clock funeral.
Damn.
So it was a good time, but that's probably the only time that I was ever, blessed. And my son got hit by a car here in Florida. He got his leg snapped in half and everything. So I wasn't really in a festive mood. So drinking was a good option.
Yeah, we had a good time. Oh, all right. You want to hear the crazy thing that we came across that night? Here we go. Check this out. So we pulled over to smoke. Check this out, Nikki. So we pull over to smoke, and you know how everybody's rolling blunts. So here comes a fucking transvestite with big titties and a white outfit. Do you remember that, Mikey?
Yum.
And Rob, one of our boys, starts talking to this shit.
Yeah.
You remember now, right? So Rob goes over to the car to talk to him or her. I'm sorry. I don't know if she considered herself a man or woman, whatever. But I no disrespect. Whatever it was, Rob went over there. So Rob is chickening with him like, yo, so tell me how the titties feel and tell me how it feels to want to do this and how many operations did you have and why did you do it? He was doing the whole psychological breakdown. So we're smoking, and then the gentlewoman asked us for a hit, and I said, "No, I'm sorry, sweetie, I can't give you a thing because I don't want somebody else's cum on my lip. You're out here working, obviously." And so he turns or she turns and said, "I just got out here, I haven't started." I was like, "Yeah, but you still." No, that's cool. I'm okay. Hey, look, there you go. God bless you. So what we did was Rob wanted to pass to her, and we saw that. So we waited till it was more than half the blunt. We kept skipping Rob, and then when it got down to a quarter, I gave it to Rob, and he smoked it with her or him. You know what I'm saying?
That was very.
I mean, we were gentlemen.
Man, somebody help Smoking Joe. You all right?
He's all right.
He'll be fine.
I'm all right.
Listen.
He passes out.
Okay, Nick, tell your story, Nick.
Got two stories. One, when I was like 17, I used to go for rides with my buddy in a tow truck. Used to steal people's cars, If you didn't pay for your car payment, he would take your car. So in the middle of the night, we used to go out, and I used to smoke. He didn't smoke because he was driving. So we pull up next to these two older guys. I was 17 at the time, and they had some fucking fire weed. Not like the garbage I was smoking. And they said, "Give the little kid some weed." Take it. I smoke it. We drive on the highway. Hour and a half goes by. I'm fucking whacked out of my mind, just staring at the lines. And I jump out of my seat, and the fucking buddy of mine swerves, thinking I see something. I scream. He's like, "What the fuck happened?" I'm like, "I seen a pair of legs run across the highway." No lie. Neon green legs ran right across the highway. Right as I jumped. I swore if you would put a gun to my head, and said, "Did you see those legs? I would let you shoot me before I said no."
Damn,
Was the legs in the same shape as the Christmas story? The lamp legs, long legs with heels and shit.
Running legs, bro, right across the highway.
damn.
Fucking crazy, bro.
Jumped out of my seat. I don't know what they did to me, those motherfuckers.
They laced it.
Second story is a cop story.
Back in the day when they put that PCP in it.
Yeah.
Second story is a cop. I'm like, maybe got a year in a job. I'm 21 years old. And I'm in this neighborhood where they sell a lot of weed and a lot of crack. One side of the neighborhood's crack, one side's weed. During the day, they sell weed. At night, they sell crack. Probably sell crack during the day too, but not like at nighttime. There's 20 motherfuckers out at night. During the day, like one guy. And I come across this guy who had his two sons working for him, Spanky and Squiggly. And we called the father Crime. So, father's from Jamaica, like 50 years old. I must have locked this guy up like 20 times, him and his sons. I told him, yo, you got to get the fuck out of here. I'm in jail forever. So he says, I'm going to Jamaica. I'm going to get a store. When you come out there, you visit me, cop. You're the only cop. I said, okay. I tell his son, you know, danger. You got to get out of it. So the one son takes a life for killing somebody. Squiggly. Spanky, on the other hand, though, when I had him in the cellar last time from selling in the corner, being a corner boy, I told him, listen, the world's changing. You got beavers and circles. What the fuck are you still doing on the corner? And out of all the guys I locked up, you got the best weed. Everybody else got gas. I said, use a beeper, dude. Be a beeper guy. I don't see the guy for 10 years. I'm in narcotics. He's all dressed up in the cell, holding the cell, got a black eye. He's mad as a motherfucker. I walk by and he's like, got something to say now, cop. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing in there? I thought I told you going on a beeper. I haven't seen you in 10 years. He says, I was on a beeper. And I had a fight with my bitch. The cops, they came to the house. The cops knew who I was from the corner days. They tried to get me to give me up my stash. I wouldn't. They threw my apartment out the window. It's funny, but it's fucked up, right? So
Yeah.
I tell the kid, that's funny, but fucked up, like I'm telling you guys. So I go, who are the cops? And he shows me a couple rookie guys. So I go over to him. I said, you kicked down this guy's door during the dispute because you thought he was a weed dealer? You can't do that, man. He's like, but he had money. I said, how was his apartment? He goes, my apartment was fucking not there. The cops had to pay him all the damages. And I never I never saw that guy again in my life.
And he's in Jamaica in his dad's store hanging out with all that money.
Good for him, man. Brother's probably just got out of jail within the last 5 years.
But that's me. I just got out in the last 5 years.
I thought of a story for you.
No, federal jail is a little bit easier than the state. This guy went up to fucking Attica.
No, you know what? No, well, you know what? I did state time one time, and the feds. That, you know, a lot of people that was coming from the state, they going to the feds. They was like saying they was liking the states better.
Really?
Yeah, they were saying because at least with the states, you know, you had like in other words, in the state, if you had a funeral, you get to go to the funeral, and the feds you don't go to the funeral.
Feds don't let you do nothing.
Yeah, the feds don't let you do shit.
But you
and if you violate, like say if you get caught when you get caught with a phone or you get into a fight, you stab somebody, they'll ship your ass to California.
You know, California?
New York.
Yeah, in other words, like if I'm from New York and I do a state crime, I stay in New York. In the feds, I could be in jail in New York and I could get caught with a cell phone or stab somebody, and they'll ship me to California as a disciplinary transfer.
Yeah, they sent my father to Marion on his
on a disciplinary transfer.
The second pickup, they were like, we left you in New York the first time, Attica, Elmira, Sing Sing, and now you fucked up again. Then he
So, Mike, Ann, what about the guy that got sentenced? What do you think about that?
So we're about to jump into the show then. All right. Dude fucked up. He was put in a fucked up position. But the problem is the way the videos are cut and shit, it just looked really, really bad for him. And Because it kind of looked like he was still on dude's back while dude was already foaming at the mouth and shit. Like by that time, he should have just gotten off or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, did you guys know that those two guys work together?
Yeah, they said that. They said that, but in the trial, they said they still didn't know each other.
And I don't believe that.
So I mean, I don't know.
You ever
Wait a minute. What do you mean they work with each other? You mean who worked with each other?
The cop and the perk. Floyd and the cop worked together in like a club. Like Floyd, he was a big boy, so he was probably like the guy at the door, and the cop was the cop, so they knew each other.
Okay,
but if you ever at a club or have worked private security and you work with the police or military and you're a civilian, sometimes the police and military are dicks. They don't like this. It's like, here all goes. If I'm a cop, I don't have to be 6'5", 300 pounds. I got a gun and a badge. That's what they want me there for. So normally the cops is a very size guy. And then the monsters that we got working for us are all 6'5", built.
Yeah, 300 pounds. Yeah,
killers. So when a cop disrespects them while they're working together, the civilian takes it personally, especially big boys. You can let some little guy not in uniform wear off duty talk shit to me. So I said to a friend of mine, I said, that cop, if you see him when he was on Floyd's neck, he had his hand in his pocket. He was grinning. He was told to get off the guy 3 times, maybe 4 times, from the cops, from EMS, and he was just sitting there with a grin, saying no. Almost as if he was like telling the neighborhood, I'm beating up King Kong right now, the biggest motherfucker on this block. That's what it looked like to me. And then when I heard that he knew the guy, they worked together, he may not have hung out with him, but he knew that motherfucker.
Yeah.
I don't care what you say. You know when someone sits on someone, keeps sitting on them, you know what I mean. You've seen it in a joint. There's guys who get a punch in the face, left alone, and there's guys that they do. That guy looked like he was trying to do that guy, in my personal opinion. From what I've seen growing up and law enforcement.
Yeah.
TV.
No, it's crazy.
I mean,
what do you
All right, so I'm gonna tell you something that just happened to me. It just literally no more than an hour ago, 2 hours ago. I was at a light. I went to go do something. I was still working. You know, I serve papers, so I went to go serve some papers. I stopped at a light, listening to my music, and behind me is the sun is behind me, so you can't really see the cars behind you. So apparently there was a police officer behind me. He didn't have lights on the roof. He had lights on the dash. So I didn't know what was going on. I see him get out of the car. So I lower my window to see.
He didn't drive away?
He's yelling. He fucking took his gun out. He's, the door between, and he's got his shit out like this, telling me not to move. Whoa. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So he says, throw your keys out the window. As everyone knows, I have a Tesla that doesn't have fucking keys.
So you do your extension cord out the window? You do your extension cord out the window?
Oh, man, I didn't throw shit. So he was yelling at me to throw my keys out the window. I'm like, I don't have keys. I'm telling him. Meanwhile, 6 other cops just come storming.
Flying in.
On the side of me, but they're not going in front of me or in front of him. So everyone pulls their pistols out, and the guy says, throw your keys out the fucking window. And I'm like looking in the mirror, but my vision, I see the car in front of me. They throw their keys out the window. So I'm like, all right, what the fuck is going on here? I'm bugging out right now. So I'm looking in the mirror. All of a sudden, the guy tells me he's behind my car now. He's like literally behind, touching the car. And he goes, driver, put your hands out the window. So I'm the driver. I'm putting my hands out the window. The car in front of me puts their hands out the window. I'm like, now I'm bugging out. I'm like, is this a fucking show or something? So he taps the car. He taps the car and tells me, move your vehicle. So I go and I put my hands on the wheel. I put my car back in drive because you just hit a stick or whatever. fucking guy next door, or the other cop on the other door, banging on my window, telling me not to fucking move, and has his gun drawn on me, pointing at me. I'm like, I said, wait a minute. I said, this motherfucker, he just told me to move. He said, don't you fucking move. And I was like, so then I look behind again, and the cop tells him something like, I gotta move. Move your shit out the way. So I fucking take that shit and I go around the car, and the light was red. I ate the light. I just said, fuck it, I'm out of here. So I leave, and then, you know, I see more cops coming. Apparently, they were talking to the car in front of me. What happened was I wasn't paying attention that the guy was on the right of me, and he cut in front of me. So the cop couldn't pull him over. So I was in between the cop and him in the black car. So I'm bugging out. So I go do what I have to do. On my way back, I see the cops, the lights, everything's still happening. And I was like, should I stop and find out what happened? Should I be one of those guys and be like, I need to see I said, you know what? I just want to go home. I said,
oh no,
I haven't been shook like that in like 40 years or whatever, 30 years since I was a kid. And I said, you know what? I can see why dudes get shot, and then I can see why these cops are doing it. Because I was confused. And I know if I just wasn't in the right state of mind, even when I left. And even when I got home, I was like, I'm still confused as to what the fuck just happened.
See, let me tell you something, Mike. See, I'm a criminal. As soon as the cop would have got behind me, I'd have jumped out the car with the handcuffs on me already. They would have. I would have had the handcuffs on me. I'd have been. Yeah, I keep a spare just in case. Look, nigga, I'm handcuffed already. Just throw me in the car. I'm used to this shit. You know, I'm handcuffed already. I'm good. I got it already. I'm handcuffed already. They don't gotta shoot shit. Just put me in the back seat of the car. Don't worry. I know not to bump my head. I know how this shit goes already.
I have the right to remain silent. Anything I say.
Yeah, everything we say be against me. I know about all that bullshit. Get the fuck out of my face. Take me down to the precinct. I ain't saying shit. Call my goddamn lawyer.
I got Miranda memorized.
Yeah.
You open the door yourself, throw yourself in.
Yeah, no doubt. All that shit.
Yeah, but I was bugging out because I was like, what the fuck? I mean, I wasn't paying attention, one. Two, what the fuck just happened? Because I'm like, my car is white, his car is black. Did they not get the memo that they were pulling over a black car and not a white one?
Or maybe, what you mean?
It could have sounded like a black in a car. A black in the car. That's all they need. A black in the car. Shoot them.
You see the driver of the other car?
Yeah, they were Hispanic, dark-skinned Hispanic dudes. But
those are the niggas that'll shoot you, Mike. Those the niggas that'll shoot you. Them spit niggas, them niggas are stupid. They claim they couldn't understand. Understand what, yeah? Get what, motherfucker? You were speaking English. Que no entiende. No Nintendo.
I was bugging because it happened so fast. Like, I'm listening to Biggie, like, yeah, all of a sudden, just ran up in the car. Like, I was like, what the fuck just happened here? What?
The gangster was squeezed right out of Mike's ass cheeks. Mike was like, oh.
I was listening like to NWA. I was like, fuck the boat. Whoa, fuck the what? I was like, yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. So.
Man, that's not good. That's not good. You know, but you know what the problem is, man? It's always a lack of communication. It's always miscommunication. Yeah. And it happens between them officers because the second dude, he's fucking charged up and not wanting to allow anything to get away from the scene. And if you're trying to comply with a different person's order, that could just fucks up the gum. That gums up the works, man.
And then I'm thinking afterwards, if people would have broke my window, I would have been dead because they would have thought I was shooting at him or something. And those other dudes would have just started bucking off on me. I was like, yo, I was at a loss of words. My ass got tight. I came home. I thought I had to take a shit, but that shit went away real quick.
Your shit was compressed, my nigga. Your rectum got so tight that everything got compressed. Right now, you gonna shoot a peanut later. Watch.
I told Raquel she got a diamond coming soon.
That shit coming out.
Carbon.
Yeah.
So that was pretty scary. I was like, because even when I got home, I was like, yo, I'm shook. I was like, what the fuck just happened to me? I
You
was
know,
like,
it's funny, Nick, because a couple shows ago I was talking about how me, my cousin, my brother, and Chubb Dog all have experiences with police officers. You know, little negative ones and funny ones. And I was telling Steve how you never had any kind of experience like that because you're white. It
That's
ain't to
not.
be racist.
Hey,
It ain't to be racist or asinine. It's just that but what I said was it really all of the interactions have been according to how we have allowed them to go.
now
You
think
know,
so
about.
so let me ask Nick a question. Nick,
Do we think it's more of a race problem or
no, no,
moral?
no, 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 no. That's not what I mean. That's not what I mean.
No. What I'm saying is like I grew up in a poor neighborhood.
Right,
So my father was in jail. I had
right.
handcuffed on me on 3 times. I ran away from the police. I drove away from the police. You know, like
The police.
I didn't like the police, and then I
No,
became.
listen. I had homeboys that were white and got beat up. I had white skinned Spanish homeboys that the cops hated because these niggas were assholes. It ain't, and it's not a white. It's an economic issue, obviously.
I
But
agree.
what the difference? What I meant with Steve is that Steve all his life has tried to stay away from certain conflicts, right? Whereas we have always been involved in some kind of conflict, whether we want it or not, as long as we've had friends around the neighborhood. Because I never seen, I seen Mike. I seen Mike looking for shit. Mike running around with his friends wanting to box everybody in the separate neighborhoods, which could have been misconstrued as I don't know a strong. I don't know what was assault when he goes over there to try to get people to box his ass or whatever. And I'm pretty sure that there could have been a couple cops that have gone up to any one of us and have approached us where we spoke already disrespectfully to them right off the bat, and we've had little issues. But we've had times where we spoke to cops regularly and normally, and jack shit happened. Like I got pulled over smoking weed on the highway speeding, and I had my firearm on me. Okay, so when I got pulled over, he was like, "Yo, you smoking?" I was like, "No," but somebody was smoking in the car, and he was like, "You know what I'm saying? Give it to me." So, you know what I'm saying? I went through the whole shit, gave it to him. I was like, listen, I'm not going to sit here and bullshit you of what it is because it was a minor infraction. You know what I'm saying? It was, I guess I'm transporting it because I had this person with me smoking pot. So he's like, well, you smoking? I was like, no, I didn't get to. You know what I'm saying? It got lit up when you pulled us over. So he starts laughing and shit and, went through the whole shit. I had my firearm on me. He was like, "You got the firearm on you?" I was like, "Yeah." Don't act up. I'm not going to. That whole situation went accordingly. Yeah, I didn't get shot. I didn't get beat up. I got into a car accident where about 5 cars hit me, and I had my firearm on me. And that one, I almost got my firearm drawn on me. When I gave them the goddamn license, both my licenses, the permit of the firearm license and the driving license, the dude grabbed his gun. I was like, "Don't do that. Why the fuck would you do that? Why would you grab your gun if I'm giving you both licenses?" I was like, why are you acting aggressive? I was like, I just got hit by 5 cars. You're coming over here and you're asking me, do I have a gun? Because I had fucking targets and shit on me. I said, no. What he asked me was there a firearm in the car? And I said, no, there's no guns in the car. But he didn't turn to me and say, do you have a firearm on you? But he asked me for my ID. I gave him both. So what does that tell you if I give you both? If I'm in the middle, we're in the middle of the highway, there's fucking other people next to us that I don't want to know. I don't want them knowing I got my gun on me.
Right.
It ain't their fucking business. You turn and ask me, is there a gun in the car? And I say, no, there's no guns in the car. Then you say, let me get your info, and I give you both fucking IDs. What, as a cop, what do you think that means?
Yeah, but you see, not all cops are that smart or savvy on that. So
I didn't mean it. I guess I didn't mean it to be like shitty. So
right, right.
what I told him when he grabbed at his gun, I was like, listen, do me a favor. Don't pull at your gun. Just take mine off of me. And you take control of it. Rather than be upset that I have it or feel like I'm an aggressor, I just take it right off. You know what I'm saying? It's on a holster, it's on a side holster. And he took it. And I was like, just do me one favor, please. And he was like, what's that? I don't want nobody else seeing it. If you're gonna take control of it, put it in your car, lock it. Don't let a partner, a friend, nobody look at it. Don't worry, I got it. That was, I don't know why I even said that. Because I know that shit probably got pictures taken of it and all that. Because when I'm trying to get my gun back, 4 cops come in there like, yo, that's a nice piece. What is it? Is that? I was like, oh my God.
What you have?
They're asking you, did you get a discount with that?
I was like, oh my God. Yo, that shit feels nice. What do you mean? You thinking my shit?
So let me ask Nick a question. Nick, with all the stuff that's been happening lately, or that's been surfacing, not that is lately, but surfacing, do you agree, or would you agree that the police training is inadequate? Or are we just hiring dumb motherfuckers as police officers?
Here's the thing. When I became a cop at 21, that was my dream job. I took the test at 16. The only thing I had to do in New York City was not get arrested for 5 years. And you know how it is growing up in a city, fucking around, So a lot of my friends could never become cops with DWI, weed, hiding, girlfriend, right. The typical bullshit, the typical nonsense from the corner. You know what I mean? So for me, the thing that we did as kids, we'd be standing together, me, you, and Aunt, and I'd be like, cops, cops, cops. Every time they passed cops, we did when we were kids. I think the problem is when I came on a job, they allowed guys who were former military, they were former electricians, court service like you who wanted to go up in law enforcement, but they were older guys. I came on at 21. The guys were between 18 and 20 years on the job. You got taught by adults. These were guys with families. I've seen a lot more compassion when I'm talking to a guy who's 45 years old and got 3 kids at home and is shit for years teaching me than a guy who has never lived in a city at all and lives in the suburbs and works in the ghetto. If you take a kid who's never seen a ghetto before, put him in a uniform, put him in a police academy, put him in criminal justice, he's almost got 5 years of being told, plus his whole life living in a neighborhood that's one race. I don't care if you're black, white, or whatever. And now he's working in a place where he doesn't look like anybody there. They're all poor. They're not happy being there. The crimes are different from his neighborhood. He shouldn't be there. Okay, so here's my outlook. Cops need to do cop work. They shouldn't be pulling people over. We got traffic for that. They should be just doing cop work. If you have a fight with your wife, they should send the safety officers there first. Talk to you. You know what I mean? At least when you see the first people that come there, no matter how bad his mood you're in, you ain't gonna feel like someone with a gun and a badge is coming to your house. I seen it happen. I seen a woman come to a house. I'm ready to bash the husband's head open, and she's one of those ladies that work with the kids. We had called them child welfare. She came in and she calmed this big guy down within a second because she was a woman in a skirt, looked nice, and he just took his eyes right off of me. And I caught it, and I was like, all right, let me calm down, let this lady handle this. This guy loses his kids and has to go to the hospital and then goes to jail. You know what I mean? So I believe that we are in a time where most of the cops now are former military, which means they've killed people. We've been at war for 20 years. The cops on the street are college kids who have done high school, elementary school, nursery school. Now they go to college and do criminal justice for 4 years. By the time they get out on the street, they're 24, between 23 and 25. And they have this outlook on police work that is fantasy. Police work is standing around and doing nothing for 99% of the time. And then that 1 second shit pops off, You got to have your wits together like that. And there's not a lot of guys that can do that. Like you almost shit your pants when the guy put the gun on you. There's majority of the people, when I kicked in their door of narcotics, when they do selling drugs in their house, pissed themselves. The biggest, baddest motherfuckers pissed themselves. They know they're doing crime. They know they got drugs and guns in the house. They know they're a fucking criminal scumbag, felonist, murderer, whatever. And still, when I kick the door in the house to see me in uniform, pee over himself.
Let me ask you a question.
That ain't never happened to me.
No, you know what I'm
Wait,
Just 1%.
tough guys in jail.
let me ask this question. Is there any aspect in the fact that a lot of female cops out there and some of these dudes see that it's a female and feel that they can try to be more aggressive than them? And that may prompt on some more issues?
I don't think, I mean, when I worked on a job, the females were just coming in, and it was a lot of single moms, and then we started getting, of course, the criminal justice kids who they wanted to be cops, career cops, and it's like anything else, man. You got put 10 people in a room, 10 men, 10 women. You're gonna have good on both sides, bad on both sides. You know, the chick with the taser. I came on when cops couldn't carry tasers. I carry mace. Never in my life did I pull my gun out thinking it was mace. Never. I pulled my gun out. You knew. The guy across the street knew. Every motherfucker knew. You did what I said. There's no screaming, yelling, and cursing. I point at you and say, if you move, I'm going to kill you. And they knew. There was no put your hand. If you move, I will kill you. And sometimes in Spanish, I would say, venga. You move, I'll kill you. And the Spanish guy tell me, you tell him to come here, but you tell him you're going to kill him. He said, don't speak Spanish no more. True story, though, guys. You know, I never spoke Spanish. But that woman with the taser, she probably had 26 years in the job, never did much street time, and was in a situation where she
panicked.
She should not have been. She's a Barney Fife. Do you know what that means?
Yeah.
There's two types of cops. She ain't a SWAT cop. She wasn't like me. She's Barney Fife. She'd come, get the cat out of the tree, go to the kids, write the accident report for Anthony, and say, oh, you got a firearm on you, sir? Let me see your license. Go sit in your car. You'll be fine. That's that girl.
I thought I read that she was a training officer.
What's up?
I thought I read an article that said she was a training officer.
Of course, she's trained on paper. She's trained on paper. But if she did 26 years and she hasn't been in the academy in 26 years and she never pulled her gun out on anybody, never fought with a grown man, never got punched in the face, never got thrown down a flight of stairs in uniform, should never be in a fight in uniform. If you haven't been beat up, you shouldn't fight.
All right, so then is it actually these officers' fault? Or is it that they're hiding behind or they're being pushed in front of the actual mistakes that the departments are making?
No, and hold on. And what we fail to realize is that, man, police officers are just regular people.
Exactly.
And everybody, no matter how tough or how soft you are, when shit jumps off, people panic. They don't think properly.
I get that, but what I'm saying is, as far as what we read, oh, she's a training officer, which would lead us to be. So what I'm saying is, did they were like, oh, well, we don't got other people, so we're just gonna prompt you, give you this, and you go out there and help.
Exactly. You're probably the training officer where at roll call, the 12 of you guys come and you got to be trained every week on some bullshit that comes down. She reads it off to you. She's not a street cop. She's an indoor. She's a administrator. So me and Anthony and Lee been forever. Come on, let's take a ride with us. And all of a sudden, a call comes over, and I go, Aunt, pull over, not realizing we got the girl in the back. And we go, honey, you want to take a ride? She's like, it's only a dispute, no big deal. Next thing you know, bing, bang, boom, motherfucker's getting shot. She's pulling a gun instead of a taser. You know, bad. You know,
that's right.
The guy's family's ruined. The cops that were with us, family's ruined. Fucking
right.
Terrible. Nothing good comes out of people going to jail. Well, cops shooting people, cops getting it's bad on both sides, right? When you went to jail, it wasn't good. Coming home's good. Coming home.
No,
I've never been to jail. You know, like
Yeah, but you've been strip searched though.
I've never had to have another man's fingers and eyeballs in my
He
record.
played,
But
he
you
played
have a
hide
rectum
salami
check.
with you.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't get mad at you, Tubby, that you had to give it up. It was forceful. I'm not even mad that you're happy it happened.
But
But
when you
I just
cough, don't
haven't
come
had
at your ass though, right?
You're the reason why they got rid of nightsticks. There were too many missing.
where the night. I don't know.
And as soon as you cough, 3 of them fall out of just mysteriously out of nowhere.
Oh, hey, what are those?
He had so much wood, he farted. He made a baseball bat.
Yeah. Yeah, so you know,
No,
I
but
don't
you know
know
what?
that.
Let me tell you something. You know
So
what?
think about this.
Out of all the years that I've actually ran the streets, and listen, I've been pulled over in every state, from New York all the way down to North Carolina with drugs in the car. I even got off the plane one time and had drugs on me and got pulled over. Now, don't get me wrong. I was in predicaments where at any given time I could have got shot. I mean, do you know what it's like to get off the fucking plane and have the police run up on you and say, listen, can we talk to you for a second? You got drugs on you?
Nah, nigga, because I was the guy who walked right by you with the bundle. I opened the door for them as they grabbed you and shit.
No. I understand that. But what I'm trying to say is it's almost like what Nick is saying. Man, cops are just regular people. And regular people are just regular people. And then when the shit jumps off, some people panic. Some people keep their cool. Like Mike.
Let me ask you a question.
Listen, like Mike kept his cool to a degree because he could have panicked. Even though he panicked, he didn't panic to that extent. Like the cop that when Mike tried to move the car didn't panic to the extent. You know, so everything plays a role.
But everybody experienced. Mike
So this-
But the truth of the matter was, I was panicking, but that's how I panic. It's like I wanted everything.
What I'm saying though is that you complied. You were complying.
I got
You
some.
were complying.
When you was doing dirt, when you got pinched, you knew it. So you complied. When I was doing shit, I knew it. I complied because I was like, you know what? I was doing wrong. Why should I act a fool? Now,
a little kid, I ran.
now, wait. If I had the chance to run, yeah. But if I'm in my own car, I'm not going to drive away from the cops.
I do
Who
that
sees
too.
my license plate?
Yo, listen, I did that. Listen, you remember when they took me to the police station? Yo, I actually got in the police car. The motherfucker took me to the police station. One thing led to another. I walked out the police station and ran, took off.
That's what you do. That's what real criminals do. You don't
That's
stop.
what criminals do. We don't stop. Listen. And it was crazy because when he got out the car, hey Mike, when he got out the car and he tried to call my name, I was like, this motherfucker knows my real name. And I was just calm. I literally got in the car with him, took me to the police station. I went in the police station, walking with him, chilling. And then one thing led to another. They were so comfortable because I didn't panic. I walked out the police station and took the fuck off. It was crazy. And think about it. I was on the run for 2 years and 2 months.
You don't think that those niggas looked out the window and saw you was like, we'll get that nigga later.
No, you know what? I don't know what they was thinking, but I know they were so relaxed that it was the first 8 months of me running. So imagine how much time I put on me running after I ran out the guy.
That's why they were like, I ain't chasing that nigga. I just got these shit. We'll get that nigga later. Where's he gonna go? Let's go to his mom's house.
They saw your stubby little legs going like that. They were like, he ain't going far. We'll catch him.
No, I got far.
Yeah, you got far. But what the bottom line is, I'm sorry. The bottom line is the way you guys handle it, I handled myself with the interaction of the cop. You might have been nervous. You might have had a miscommunication, but you still didn't just be like, yo, man, fuck that. Get the fuck out the way. You chilled. When the dude was like, don't fucking move, you was like, okay, wait a minute. This guy said, and you waited till that dude communicated with the other cop, and then they got it straight that you got the fucking way. And you was like, they don't want me, so I'm eating the red light because they don't need me in the way. It wasn't like they didn't expect that. Chubb, when you got caught, you knew you got caught. So you was like, I'm gonna go in, but when you saw the door open, because I opened the door to go into the pot store, you ran right out, nigga. I wasn't paying attention. I just opened the door, nigga. I don't know. I guess this whole episode, I'm opening doors for niggas to run out. You know what I'm saying?
You
But
know what? The whole thing is just sad, man. But like Nick was saying, man. You know, like it's just not a good like that whole situation, like with
it's
the
the
girl, the
interaction.
guy.
It's the interaction. It's the
it's just
interaction.
bad. It's just
The
bad,
problem is,
man.
I heard her saying the other day. They said, they say there's a couple bad apples in the police department, right? They kill a few people, we accept it. How about if there's a couple of bad apples that are pilots and they don't feel like landing the plane? They want to crash into the building or crash into the ocean. Are they just bad apples?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
at some point, you got to be held responsible for what you do. You carry a gun and a badge and you take people's freedom.
And that's
That to me was the
deal.
fucking highest level of respect that my peers could give me, and everybody I tried to treat like a human being.
That's what it is.
And then you don't belong. You fuck people up when you have to, but you can't arrest 1,000 people and not have one civilian complaint or one lawsuit on you if you beat people up. This is the way it goes. Ask your brother. You can't serve people papers and argue with them and think you're going to walk away. These people are at the worst. They're at their worst. They're losing their property. They're going to jail. They're losing their kids. You got to have some fucking empathy and some sympathy.
Yeah.
And you know what?
I've been there where motherfuckers want to jump me, and I'm like, yo, bro, I'm just giving you the paper. I'm not even nobody. I'm like Paul Revere without the horse.
Exactly.
Like,
so that's the problem nowadays. The police have lost the connection with the people. Since 9/11, we have something called the Patriot Act. So the cops no longer serve and protect; they arrest.
Yeah.
So that's the big problem. We have to get them back to serving, protecting. That's it. Serving, protecting.
Yeah.
The Patriot Act was one of the
worst.
The worst
thing.
No doubt.
A lot of people don't realize that. They just think that it's the training and shit. But
no, it's a lot.
There was actually, wasn't there a Supreme Court hearing that? No, it was one of the lower courts that said the cops are not there to serve and protect. They're there for law and order. I guess.
To enforce. That's it. To enforce.
Now, then that would be. We need to start talking to our governors, senators, mayors, and be like, listen, all these fucking rules and mandates, you got to start cutting those shits the fuck down, because there should be. When I go to work, I'm on the turnpike. There's this one little turn where you get on from 441, and you come in from 84 State Road 84, and you merge with the turnpike. There's this little pocket where the cops go to try to hit people with speeding tickets. And I'm like, yo, that's such a bad location because it can cause an accident. The dude is coming around the corner. A cop comes over with the beam and he's like, pull over. You don't know if the dude just hits his brakes hard and somebody's behind him coming just as fast. And, that can cause an accident. I'm like,
that's just for revenue. That's just for revenue. That's only for revenue. The states need to get the highway guys off the highways and put traffic. And if you drive away from the traffic guy, they take a picture of your plate, send you a summons in the mail. You don't pay, it goes on your credit. If you don't pay on your credit, on Saturday, you'll be at school. If you don't go to school on Saturday, on Sunday, you'll be fucking raking the beach and picking up dog shit. And if that don't work, by the time you get to that, if you're so fucked up that you can't understand that, then they got another place for you. You know what I mean? There should be levels to this game to level you out, because you're not a bad kid. What you are, you're a bad criminal. If I catch you at 14 years old, you're just a bad criminal. Your father should have told you, son, take a shovel and a bag and go pick up leaves because you can't do crime. That's just the way it goes.
It's funny that you say that, Nicholas. I say that to every nigga that's done the bid.
It's true.
Yeah.
Hey, if you have caught a felony before you're 30 years old, you're a bad criminal. That's the point.
I didn't take all mine.
I enjoyed this last hour. I like when Nick was on. I like this.
You guys, man. I almost cried when I saw Joe. I told Joe that the only thing that kept me going for those 2 years when I was sick and my bones were dying were you guys. Your guys' show every fucking week. I called in, and let me tell you, it made me get to where I am today.
That's what it is.
I'm proud of you guys, and thank you for everything you do, and thank you for everything you did for me.
No doubt, you family. You know that, right?
I know that. I'm waiting for you guys to come out and visit. Can't believe I missed your brother.
Oh,
Nick,
yeah.
Yeah, they should be
Nick.
coming to the.
I know. Listen, you already shamed me. I gotta talk to Chubb. I gotta talk to Steve and see if we can try to make an Emerald Cup. You know what I'm
Yo,
saying?
Nick,
Because you know my
GoFundMe
people.
page.
Nick, I hate this show.
I know.
I bet you if you were in jail, you wouldn't mind
But
hearing.
now
some
you don't
stuff.
have. Now you don't have to get a script.
Yeah, I had to get a script.
Look, dude, I only muted you once, yo. What you complaining
Hey,
about?
I did good this week. I did. Hey, Nick, I only got muted one time today because normally I go at least 4 or 5 times to get muted.
Yeah,
At least
you hear the way he talks to me, Nick? I can't go on the internet.
you can't. He can't.
I'm
He
still
just
from the
hates it.
Bronx, yo.
He can't hate. He hates it when I get on that fat ass of his.
But see, I'm still from the Bronx. You see how this nigga is? I'm ready to fight. Poor Steve is the only one gonna get hit. I gotta beat Steve up.
I am out. I'll talk to y'all next week. I'll holler at y'all. Y'all be safe this week.
Hey Mike, there's a dress code. You can't be coming to the fucking show in a tank top, man. That's what they
Yo,
do.
man.
Okay?
My man, I went through some trauma, B. I went through some trauma. I came home and stripped all my clothes of
Yeah, but they didn't even tell you to take his clothes off.
Yo, hold up.
Listen,
Yo,
they
Chubb.
his clothes off. They didn't even tell him to take his clothes off.
Yo, Chubb, you call yourself Kunta. That nigga feeling real black right now. He's like, I'm putting a tank top on. Fuck that Spanish shit. Fuck, get my hair all messy.
I stripped all my innocence off. I was just like, oh. And
Listen, Mike, when they pull you over, jump out the car, butt naked, handcuffed. You ain't got no weapon on you. You trained. You go straight to the car, butt naked. You be like, okay, nigga, you got me. You see, I ain't got shit on me either.
and you know how you
get arrested like that here in
you
your
got
time.
everything in your head. You get things in your head, and you start talking shit. Oh, I should have did this. I did that. I was so shook. I didn't even have anything to say. I was just like,
What?
The crazy shit, they wasn't even after you. Like you didn't have nothing. You shouldn't have said shit. But
Mike started off like the movies. I bet you're wondering how I got in this situation.
They telling the motherfucker stand up. This nigga standing up. Like we're not talking. To
yo, when he said throw the keys out the window, I was like, this nigga playing with me right now.
No, you should have threw your Mike. You should have threw your extension cord out. You should do my extension cord.
I ain't have no.
You should have been like, yo, here's my USB cord.
Here's my USB cord.
Here's my plug-in device.
Here's my
Here's my cell phone.
Mike. Here's my Duracell batteries. Here's my 2 Duracell batteries. I'm straight now. I can't go nowhere.
I took my Tesla card out. I was like, here you go. Here's my card.
Hey, Elon. Somebody call Elon.
Hey, what model Tesla you got?
Mikey.
Mikey, what model Tesla you got?
Model 3.
Yeah, I got the
Model
5.
3.
I love the car.
Oh, that's what's up.
I love the stock.
What?
I love the stock.
Now the stock's been fucking up for me lately, but I still hold
you
it.
know, I caught that shit before it split, though, Mike. So you know I'm up.
I got
yeah.
it too. That's a good stock.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about Dogecoin?
Oh, you know what?
Hey,
let me tell you what I did real quick. When it was 9 cents, I put $1,000 on it. It went down $20. I took my whole $1,000 out of it. I was like, you know what? Fuck this stock. That shit shot up to 46 cents from 9 cents, and I had $1,000 on it. Huh?
Yeah, I bought when it was 5 cents. I bought 100 shares. I bought like $5 worth. Then that bitch went up. I kept it. I still have it though. I'm not.
Like Mikey said, gotta be long term.
Yo, my cousin was up. My
As soon as that
cousin
shit
bought
hits
it before it was.
Sell it and buy more.
Listen. My cousin bought it before it was 1 cent. That motherfucker, the day it went 46, he was 10,000 up.
Yeah, you got to sell that shit. Sell it. I can't believe that Dogecoin. Unbelievable.
Oh yeah, it was unbelievable. Matter of fact, I got 500 on it right now. It's still going down, but you know what?
Is this our segment of broke stock too?
Listen, listen. You know, Next week. Next week.
Please,
Alright.
Okay, it's past my bedtime. I gotta go,
Alright.
man. Okay.
Hey, listen, wait,
man.
stop, everybody. Let's thank Nicholas for jumping in and saying what's up to us, Joe.
Yeah, Nick. Thank you.
Ah,
Man.
he's gonna
Nice to meet you,
be
Nick.
a weekly guest, right? He's in now, right?
Come on
You got-
back.
Anytime he wants.
Thank you, sir. I love the invite. Hey, Anthony,
Yeah.
when you sign off, I'll stay on. You give me those contacts.
All right, that's what it is. That's what it
Hey,
is.
hey, make sure he don't get my contact. Give him my fake government.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you his mug shot and his whole rap. You know what I'm saying?
Give him the coochie. Give him the coochie.
Your paperwork already.
Malik.
Probably running his own cases.
And listen, he's not on the pedophile list, but he wants to be.
You just don't remember, chum.
Listen, I love y'all, and I'll see y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. All right,
I'll let y'all later, man.
All right, peace out, everybody.
all right.
Peace, my brother.
Right.
And
Yes,
Chub,
sir, my brother.
Go, you the man.
OBB.
Oh,
All right, dog.
Hey, Peter Bastard, I remember you. You were online like 10 years ago, too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Smokey.
Oh,
You. Oh, Peter Bastard,
OBB.
been online for a while.
Steve's been on this shit from almost. Let's see. After I got out of the barbershop, Steve was in beast mode.
Remember the barbershop? That was when we used to have that cool tune, the tunes in the back. You had that cool riff going on in the back.
Yeah. Yeah, we had some good times. We're gonna bring that back because you know what? All that COVID shit fucked everybody up, put everybody down, and that's why we came back. You know what I'm saying? We was
Everybody's back. Everybody's back online. There's so many
Hell
people
yeah.
online. They say 321 million people went online last year that never been online before. That was before COVID. Now with COVID, it's doubled or tripled. We're talking over 1 billion people back online. So there's a whole new cast of people that don't know anything about this.
You know that which guy? What is this over here? Skype. The Skype guy is a little pissed off with Zoom. He's like, "What the fuck is a Zoom? Where's everybody? 1 billion people. What the fuck's going on? What is this Zoom shit?"
Isn't Zoom encrypted?
I think so.
I think so. So no one can
we
crack
hope.
We hope. We hope. All right, I'm gonna end the live stream. Hold on one second, yo.
All right.
Thanks for joining us this week. Happy past, happy late 420, y'all. You know, Smoking Joe did the motherfucking marijuana hangover shit.
Yeah. I
This
woke up.
nigga was Weekend at Bernie's. Yeah, they were dragging him from party to party. The nigga was just like, hands on
Smoking
the
Joe's a lit out where he's from.
You know what I'm
When I
saying?
told that guy he knew Smoking Joe, he's like, "You want to know Joe? Me and Joe go way back. As a matter of fact, this weekend."
Back in the time.
He goes,
He like
"How'd you
shit.
do that?" He goes, I'm gonna bring him with me. He's gonna come meet us. I said, "Get out of here." Okay, lunch. We smoked some of the best hash.
Woo!
The guy pulled out his private stock, and he was like, "I'm gonna let you try it." No shit. For an hour and I think 3 hours. I was I never smoked anything. Right, Joe, how good was that stuff?
Awesome. Creamy.